Welcome back, this is Dreddeus with another quick and dirty rebuild. This time around we're going to be doing the Cincinnati Bengals. This is sort of a New Year's special, and I just want to say I do hope that you are in a good spot right now, that you're healthy, that you're safe, that you're spending time with the ones that are important to you. And if the past year was great or good for you, then I'm happy about that. But if it wasn't, let's just tick it off and look towards the future. I think that is always a good thing to do. This is sort of all I'm gonna say here. I just appreciate you being here. Thanks for taking the time to watch my content, to look at the stuff I do. Really enjoying it. Today we're gonna be doing the Cincinnati Bengals. Why the Bengals? Well, for one, I've never touched them so far in a rebuild or franchise series. Because they're just a very ready looking team overall. But of course, in every team you can find something that you can improve, and the quick and dirty rebuild is just that. It's a one episode rebuild of a team leading them to a Super Bowl, and that is basically that. The Bengals, of course, starting in a very, very good position here. Joe Burrow is the starting quarterback. He's already very, very good. He's young. He's a superstar X Factor, so this is an ideal position to start from. The running back, Joe Mixon, same thing. He's a superstar. He's young. We've got Samaje Perine, who's a little bit of a drop off here, 26 and 73, not that great. But then we've got Chris Evans, who's going to be good in the future, Trevion Williams, and Elijah Holyfield, who is injured. So we do have a very, very good, close to elite running back. And then we've got the rest of the room that could use a little bit of an improvement, but there's no real problem right there. Fullback, we don't have one, don't need one. Wide receiver core, and this is really a beauty. We've got Jamar Chase, who's super young and already a superstar. Great player. I know him. I love him from my Dolphins franchise series. He's just really, really great. We've got T. Higgins, who's 23 years old, 87 rated. He will be very, very good in no time. And these two are wide receiver 1 and 2 for the future, no problems there. Tyler Boyd is there, a little bit older, but still solid wide receiver. Trent Taylor, decent, I'd say, definitely by first cut in here. Stanley Morgan is 25.69, and Mike Thomas. These two are definitely not good enough, same thing as Trent Taylor. But we have 3 wide receivers that are already very, very good, very, very usable. Tight end, Hayden Hurst, Drew Sample. And then we've got a bunch of younger tight ends that I will probably just be cutting because they will not really be able to add anything to the team. Hayden Hurst for the moment is passable, I would say, but we definitely want a better tight end here to really improve this room a lot. Drew Sample's also here, but he's currently injured. And yeah, that's about all there is to say. The tight end probably the weakest position out of the running and wide receiving room. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Jonah Williams here at left tackle, super solid player to start with, 24.78. He's got a startup trait, if I remember it correctly. The Alabama product, not really much more to add. He's just super solid and will improve over time. Dante Smith is here as a good backup. Left guard, Cordell Volson, 24.71. I'm not too unhappy about this one. He's a rookie. But he's young and he will improve. Jackson Carman, I know him from the Dolphins franchise. He's really, really very, very good. I really like him a lot. I only use him as a backup, but I use him all across the offensive line. So he's very, very versatile. And I think that I will be just holding on to him here. Center, Ted Karras, 29.76. Decent, but not really what I want to see here. And Trey Hill, 22.63. Not yet where I want the center to be at. So that is probably a position that we'll need to look at. Alex Kappa here at right guard, 27.79. That is a decent player. We've got Max Sharping, 26.69, and Hakeem Adeniji. There we go. Yeah, I would say solid starter, but the rest definitely need some work. Right tackle, Ladle Collins, 29 years old, 84 overall. Solid player, and Isaiah Prince as the backup. So the offensive line is super solid. The offense certainly the stronger of the two parts. Let's take a look at defense. Sam Hubbard, 27.77 rated, and we've got Cam Sample, who's 22.69. Good backup, good starter. Nothing more to add here. Right edge, Trey Hendrickson, 2788, fantastic player. Joseph Osai behind him, and Jeffrey Gunter, a rookie. So same setup, great starter, and just decent backups. Nothing more to add. D-tackle, DJ Reader, great D-tackle. BJ Hill, a good solid D-tackling duo here. We've got Jay Tufele, who's young, who can improve. Josh Tupou, sadly not really usable. And Zachary Carter, another rookie, who might also improve in the future. Then we've got left outside linebacker Clay Johnston. This is a weird one. It's the only left outside linebacker that we have at the moment. And he is certainly not a player that I want to see here. He is 26 and 65 rated. Normal depth trait. Basically unusable. We'll have to drop him soon. Mid linebacker is Jermaine Pratt, 26-77, solid, I would say. Marcus Bailey and Joe Backey Jr. also here, but nothing really standing out so far on the mid linebacking position. Right outside linebacker Logan Wilson, he of course is a fantastic player, and we've got Akeem Davis Gaither, who's 24 and 73 rated. I would honestly even put him over here. I would drag Gaither over to the left outside linebacker position. I'm going to do that switch straight away because I just want both positions to be set in a solid way. And by doing that, we at least have decent players in both areas, right? We've got the Davis Gaither, who's 73 but 24 years old. That is better than the other player. And Logan Wilson with an 84, definitely very solid. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, fantastic corner. We've got Mike Hilton. These two are really going to hold their own. We've got Trey Flowers, 27.75, Eli Apple, 27.75. Both of these not really my cup of tea because mid-70s at 27, we'll just have to see how they develop. Can they really improve that much when compared to Mike Hilton, who's only a year older but already 7 points above? That is not really something that I expect these two to go for. Cam Taylor-Britt, a rookie. I really feel like he should be the third corner. And Jalen Davis is another absolutely unusable player. Free safety Jesse Bates, the third superstar, 25.91, great player for the future. We also have Jackson Hill here, a rookie, 21.76, fantastic player. Start of trade out of Michigan, a really great second corner to have. And then we've got Brandon Wilson, who of course is not really a prospect for the future. And at strong safety, we've got Von Bell, 27 years, 84 overall. Solid looking. Michael Thomas, definitely not. And Tyson Anderson, another rookie. Kicker is Evan McPherson, and the punter is Kevin Huber. So that's the team. Let's take a look at the draft picks. We do have a lot of draft picks, 7. So none were traded away, which is actually pretty cool. 20th overall draft pick for the Bengals in 2023. We'll have to figure out who we go for. And we also have quite a few young players here in the practice squad. I will be keeping all of these around. I will just be going forward. And yeah, we're just going to see where we do end up. I will be adding Chauncey Rivers to the first team because I do want to have 2 players at the right outside linebacker position. We didn't have that before, but now we do. And yeah, with that said, we're just going to head towards the end of the season. We're going to sim there. We're going to see where we end up, and then we'll see how we'll improve this team that is already starting from a very, very solid and high level even more. We're at the end here of the regular season, and it's a little bit of a surprise to me, to be honest. We're 8-9. 8-9, so a lot of losses against the Jets. A loss. Who else did we lose to? The Browns, that's a weird one. The Chiefs, okay, I can get behind that. The Browns, the Buccaneers, the Patriots, then the Bills. That is weird. That is weird. A lot of wins in there as well. 8-9, so that is at least not too far away from a base season. But yeah, we finished the season here at the bottom of the AFC North. So definitely things that we want to improve, that we need to improve here. What I will be doing now is I will be simming forward, taking a look to get towards the off season, and then we're just going to start rebuilding this team. All right, here we are. Super Bowl 57 has ended, and just a quick recap here. The Eagles have won it against the Bills. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen, MVP for the Bills. Coach of the Year for the Jets, Robert Saleh. Lamar Jackson, Offensive Player. Von Miller, Defensive Player. Chris Olave, Offensive Rookie. And Defensive Rookies, Trayvon Walker. Of course, you've noticed that we've got a new logo right here, and that is sort of the special here for this New Year's special. We've relocated to Dublin. We're now the Shamrocks, sort of the the lucky symbol that I just want to use here to send luck out to all of you all across the world. To all the best for 2023 to you, and may all your wishes become true. I don't really care too much about the jerseys, to be honest. I just went for the symbol here. That is the symbolism, and I think that is really working for us at the moment. All right, we will continue now through this off-season week by week. Just wanted to show you the symbol and the new team name right now. Player negotiation time. We do have quite a few players that we need to renegotiate with. I will be going through this by position to weed out what we don't need. All right, Brandon Allen will not be getting a new deal. No questions asked here. Running backs. Samaje Perine, that is a no. Trevion Williams, that is a no, not at this price. And Holyfield, that is also a no, not at this price. They're just a little bit too expensive for my liking. Don't really add too much to the team. Wide receivers, Trent Taylor, nope, you're out. Mike Thomas, nope, you're out. All right, that is great. Hayden Hurst, I think I'm going to cut him as well. That price is not really what I want to pay for a player of his quality. Drew Sample, same thing. Mitchell Wilcox, nope. And Cal Adamidis, definitely not. The 39 rated player, don't even get that one, but never mind. All right, left tackle, no negotiations. Left guard, nothing. Center, nothing at the moment. Right guard, Max Sharping is the only player that we do have here that we need to negotiate with. He's 27, 70 rated. He's actually not really expensive, but we can get better players out of free agency, so we're going to cut him. Right tackle, nothing to be done here. Left edge, nothing. Right edge, nothing. D tackle, everything's solid. Clay Johnston at left outside linebacker is a player that I'll happily let go. At mid linebacker, we've got Jermaine Pratt, we've got Joe Backey Jr., both of who I don't really feel like really add that much. But I do have to say Jermaine Pratt is our starting mid linebacker. And I do feel like we should try to keep him around. He's 27 now. I will give him a good deal, in my opinion. So let's see if he goes for it. All right, Jermaine Pratt stays with us. That is good. We now have locked down the mid linebacker. We can always use him as a backup at a later date, but Joe Backey, he's definitely out. Chauncey Rivers at right outside linebacker. 26 years old, 61. That is a hard no. Sorry, mate. Eli Apple at corner, 75, 28. Nope. Trey Flowers, 28, 75. Nope. Jalen Davis, 63. That is also a no. Let's take a look here. Free safety, Jesse Bates. Well, that is a huge yes. Brandon Wilson is a no, but Jesse Bates, I really feel like we should do everything in our power to keep him around. We're going to give him a very, very player-friendly deal here. Gonna really dish out the cash here. This is a big contract, but I do feel like if we've got a good free safety and that position is covered for the years to come, that is going to be helpful. On the strong safety side, we do have Von Bell, who wants a new contract, and Michael Thomas. Von Bell, let's take a look here. 3 years, 23 mil. I think I can get behind that. That is actually not too bad. I will be giving him... What does he want? I'm going to go something in between here. Going to go with the 4 years. I do like the length here, but I will be putting this down to 35. Let's put 5 years. Just, I think free agent will be better. All right, that is weird. Actually give him a pretty good deal. If I were to franchise tag him, how much would that be? 16 mil. Yeah, not ready to pay that. So with that done, we have renegotiated with all the players. Next week, we're going to be in free agency. Let's see where we do end up there and who we can get out of free agency. All right, I will start now by cleaning out, decluttering the roster as I always put it. We're going to offload these 3 wide receivers off to the Falcons who seemingly have use for them. We're going to be receiving McCallum Walker. Just want to have a mid linebacker in the room. We're going to see who sticks and who really stays with us. But for the moment, trying to reduce the player count, get in players that are just a little bit higher rated, try to build the team up a little bit via trades for the moment. Next deal, again, 3 wide receivers, going this time to the Dallas Cowboys. We are receiving Chauncey Golston, 68 rated left edge, just a little bit more depth for that position. All right, cleaning up a little bit more, we are letting 3 players go. It's Mason Kinsey, Josh Tupou, Marcus Bailey. They are going to head to the Panthers. We're receiving Brandon Smith, an outside linebacker. Just feel like a little bit more depth there is needed. And offloading 3 players, getting 1 in. Again, reducing player count. Offloading 3 corners, all are around 25, not really feeling like they could improve that much over the course of the next few years. So we're going to offload them, bring in Sadiq Charles, right guard backup from the Washington Commanders. Let's do a quick free agents recap here. I sorted by position. Going to start with the running back Darrell Henderson Jr., 26 years old, 78 rated. I just felt like I wanted to have a solid second running back, give him a super long-term deal. It's not expensive at all, taking everything into consideration. As just a solid player, quick, and nothing more to add to that. Chris Barnes going to be joining the mid linebacker room. I know we just added a player there, or re-signed a player there, but to be honest, Chris Barnes was available. Really like the player. He's 75 rated at the moment, at age 25 with a startup trait, and in 7-year deal. This is super long term. Really happy at getting him in. We brought in Taylor Rapp. He's always available at this time of the season or in Madden. Of course, also a long-term deal. He's a young, strong safety. Why not do that? Also, he's not that much worse off than Von Bell was. Tyler Bass I brought in, and Tommy Townsend, just to have solid kickers and punters right there. In terms of the other players, of course, there was a lot of movement all across the board. Marcus Peters joined the Broncos. Tom Brady joined the Raiders. There we go. Tony Pollard is now a Raven. Jamel Dean, and so on and so forth. So not too much to cover here. Wait up. Where did Von Bell go? The Cowboys. You bastard! And now we're going to be off into the draft. All right, here we go. Quick draft recap. I used all 7 picks, didn't trade any away. I went for Nolan Smith, right outside linebacker, hidden depth trait with a 74 rating, 22 years old, out of Georgia. I really wanted to bring in a new player here, fresh start at that position. Really feel like he will be a day 1 starter, looking very, very good. Pretty happy with this pick, to be honest. Sam Laporte, tight end. He's going to be, of course, one of the tight ends at that position. We don't have any tight ends at the moment. So he will be slotting in straight away. Let's see how far he can go. Let's see what his ceiling is. He's the Iowa tight end coming out of there. The second tight end was picked, Rashad McKinney, 65 rated, out of USF. Normal depth trait, so not that exciting. But we might see some development here. Let's just see how he ends up. In terms of his overall, Seth Banks is a left tackle. I switched him over to right tackle. I feel like we could use a good backup there. Also looking pretty solid already at 77 overall. We've got Tremaine Richardson, another Georgia rookie, 22 years old, cornerback, 67 rated, not that high of course, but the key attributes are there. Speed, acceleration, agility, jumping, that is good. Man coverage also decent, so we can work with that. Will Curtis was still on the board after I don't know, the 5th round, and he was the 3rd round or something like that projected. So I just went for him. Why not? He's a rookie out of NC State, 67 rated. You can see that he does have a few really nice attributes in there. We're just going to see how he can develop and yeah, if he can be one of our wide receivers of the future. And the last pick was Dean Harrington out of Illinois, 61 rated rookie, 23 years old. Nothing special about him. Just a backup left tackle. Just young players that don't cost that much money to really bolster our team a little bit. We're at the beginning of the 2023 regular season, and we're just going to take a quick look at the roster. What it looks like now after we have done quite some extensive building here. We still have Joe Burrow as the quarterback, of course, no change here. Case Keenum, sorry, as a mentor behind him just to improve the gains here for Joe a little bit. The running back room now fully stacked, really liking it as it looks. Chris Evans as the prospect here. We've got Darrell Henderson as a solid one. Joe Mixon as the lead running back. Fullback, no one. Wide receivers, we do have 5. We've got 3 very, very good ones. Then we've got Julio Jones as a mentor to improve the younger ones, and Will Curtis, a rookie. We've got tight ends led by Sam Laporte, who is the rookie out of Iowa. Then we've got Devin Asiasi and Rashad McKinney. This is not the strongest room right now, but I do feel like we can improve it to get to a good position. Left tackle Jonah Williams, behind him Dean Harrington, the rookie. Left guard Cordell Volson, 73 rated, and Jackson Carman still behind him, no change here. Center is still Ted Karras. I will be keeping him there. We've got Trey Hill. Let's see if we can push Trey Hill up a little bit, but Ted Karras for the moment. Our center right guard Alex Kappa still there. Sadiq Charles behind him as the backup. Right tackle Lael Collins. I've got Seth Banks here, who I actually don't want to let to go to waste. I am thinking of putting Seth Banks onto the right guard position. What do we think of that, guys? I think I'm going to do that right now. I actually wanted to leave him where he was, but to be honest, I really feel like not playing him would be a little bit of a waste. And Alex Kappa is okay, but is he really the guy that I want to have, for all eternity? I'm not sure. I feel like we could go creative. Let me just check something out here. I'm going to do this with you now, of course, because why ever wouldn't I do that? I'm going to switch Kappa over to the left guard position. Why do I do that? Because at left guard, we actually currently have Cordell Volson, who is 73 rated. I'd like to have a tougher player there, and that gives a little bit of time for the player Cordell Volson to develop. Jackson Carman, I'm going to put him out on right tackle as a backup. And with that, we have shifted a lot of players left, right, and center all across the offensive line. But that is the way I like my offensive line players. Just versatile, usable in many positions. And that is that. All right. Defense, Sam Hubbard. We've got Cam Sample and then Chauncey Golston. This is a good, solid setup. Right edge, Trey Hendrickson, Joseph Osai, and Jeffrey Gunter. Also, solid setup. D-tackle, DJ Reader and BJ Hill, both still working well. Jay Tufele, Zachary Carter, unchanged. On left outside linebacker, we've got Akeem Davis-Gaither, but he's injured. But we have their rookie here, Nolan Smith. Switch him over to left outside linebacker. And he will now be the starter there because Akeem Davis-Gaither does have an injury. Mid linebackers, Jermaine Pratt and Chris Barnes and Mikael Walker. I guess out of these two, it will soon be Chris Barnes that's going to take the lead here, and that works fine for me. Right outside linebacker, Logan Wilson, Brandon Smith behind him. Cornerback, Chidobe Obusi and Mike Hilton going to be locking down the corners. Cam Taylor-Britt and Tremaine Richardson, the rookie, also in the room here. Free safety, Jesse Bates, Daxton Hill. And at the strong safety position, we have Taylor Rapp and Tyson Anderson. I'm really happy about this combination here, to be honest. Because this just means that we really have a super solid safety situation. Kickers, we do have two. Funnily, I said Tyler Bass. Don't really know why I thought I didn't have one. Never mind, we have two solid kickers. I can work with that. Now we've got Tommy Townsend as the new punter. The draft picks are here. We do have 7 again this year. And the practice squad, I have filled it up a little bit with possibly good players. Let's just hope that they are not picked away. But I feel like Kelvin Joseph might be usable straight away, so we're gonna slap him in there straight away. We still have some roster room, and Dwayne Eskridge actually also not looking too terrible. I feel like we could use him straight away. Let's do that as well. All right, so you were with me live when I did the changes. There we go. Now we have a pretty well filled wide receiver room. And with that said, we're just going to head into the season now, going to sim it and going to upgrade the players, put those staff points into the staff, and let's just see where we do end up at the end of this 2023 regular season. We're at the end of the 2023 regular season, and we have once more not made it into the playoffs. That is quite a surprise. To be honest, I did expect a little bit more from this group. I don't really know what the big problem is at the moment. We are 8 and 9 in the AFC North. Let's just take a quick look at our results. Don't want to dwell too much on the past, but that is interesting. That is really interesting. We lost against the Ravens and here against the Rams. This was a... Jesus, what a losing streak. Seahawks, Chargers, 49ers, Colts, and Cardinals. Close games. Close games for the most part, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that, to be honest. But still, I do expect this... I would expect this to be better, to be honest. We do have 214 points. I'm going to spend these now on staff. And then we will, of course, move on into off-season. Try to improve the squad even more, although I do feel that we are already pretty good. Right, a quick season recap. The Buccaneers have beaten the Raiders. CJ Stroud for the Buccaneers. The Super Bowl MVP, Russell Wilson for the Broncos, NFL MVP, Andy Reid for the Chiefs Coach of the Year, Cooper Kupp for the Rams Offensive Player, Defensive Player Max Crosby for the Raiders, Will Levis Offensive Rookie for the Colts, and Trenton Simpson Defensive Rookie for the Texans. Alright, with that done, the season is officially over and we will now be moving into next week, renegotiating with players. Look at the salary cap, 115 mil, that means that a lot of contracts are up. Let's see who and how we will hold on to these players. Right, 16 players are up for negotiations. We will again move through this by position just to make things a little bit easier to digest. All right, next up, well, no big deal here at the quarterback position. Wait, what? All right. We have to deal with Joe Burrow's contract, of course, so this is a big one. This is a really huge one. Because of course, we want to keep him around. He is our franchise quarterback, and to be honest, doing this without him would seem a little bit strange. So I'm just gonna slap an otherworldly offer onto him. I would never give a deal out like this, but here, you know, the Bengals without him, that wouldn't work. All right, next up. Running back room, nothing, luckily. Fullback, nothing. All right, wide receivers. Let's see. Anybody in here? T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Ouch. All right. In terms of T. Higgins, I feel like we should keep him around because he is definitely a player that makes a lot of impact here. And, you know, he's also 25. So, you know, just holding on to him does make a lot of sense. You know, giving him a big deal is not that much of an issue. Of course, he will be one of the top earners, but yeah, just holding on to him is key in my opinion. Tyler Boyd, all right, we'll just park that one for the time being. Devin Asiasi, I don't really feel like we need him. Jonah Williams, this is a big one as well. Also feel like we should hold on to him as much as we can and as long as we can. So we're gonna give him a really big deal here. All right, good. Jonah Williams stays with us. We still have 25 mil on the cap. I don't hope that there's too many other players in here anymore that are going to want new deals. Sadiq Charles, all right, we can let him go. Right, tackle is set. On the defensive side, of course, DJ Reader. Yeah, we're just going to park this one for the time being. Akeem Davis-Gaither. This is actually not such an issue because we do have Nolan Smith, so I feel like we could let him go. Mikala Walker at mid linebackers. It's a similar situation. Logan Wilson. Yeesh, this is a big one. This is a really big one. Although we could compensate. How much money do we have? All right, so Logan Wilson will want a bunch of money. Let's take a look who else we need to hold on to. Logan Wilson, Kelvin Joseph, Chidobe Awuzie. Yeah, this is another big one. I definitely want to hold on to him. On the other hand, I feel like we could really, we could really get good young players out of the draft at this position. Kelvin Joseph, 74-24. I actually want to hold on to everyone at the moment. But this will be tricky. All right, we have to break this down. We cannot... We cannot sign everyone. We cannot keep everyone, and this makes things a little bit tricky. I feel like Akeem Davis-Gaither would be a good choice. He's 26 and 77 rated. DJ Raider, I think we will have to let him go. Chidobe Awuzie, I think we will have to let him go. Can't hold on to them, to be honest. We just don't have the cap at the moment. And holding on to T. Higgins, maybe a little bit overpaying him. But yeah, holding the quarterback, that was definitely the way to go. Akeem Davis-Gaither. Is it going to be him or is it going to be Tyler Boyd? I think we're going to go with him because I feel like he has a lot to offer to the team. Plus, he's not that expensive. Oh, come on, man. Akeem Davis-Gaither. What the hell? Gave you a great deal. Tyler Boyd, that is a no. I'm going to let him go. Logan Wilson. Let's see. Can we hold on to Logan Wilson? Let's give a player-friendly deal. Let's... Jesus Christ, man. Those bonuses are really going to kill us someday. 8 mil. We still have 8 mil. All right. And we will not be able to hold on to Chidobe Awuzie because we don't have the salary cap. But I do want to hold on to Kelvin Joseph maybe, right? Kelvin Joseph should be doable. We're going to slap a long-term deal on him. I feel like he's a player that should be able to offer something to the team here. Oh, come on. Are you kidding? All right, never mind. All right, a lot of players will leave the club now, but the ones that really hurt me are Akeem Davis-Gaither. That's one of them. Would have really liked to keep him around, but I cannot afford him. Tyler Boyd, probably also hurting me a little bit. DJ Reader, I could try and lowball him, but I doubt that that will work. Nah, there's no way. There's no way. He will agree to this. I can try and reduce everything down as much as I can here. Yeah, but he's not going to take it. All right, with that said, we have completed renegotiations. Time for a quick draft recap. I didn't even bother going into free agency with 8 mil cap room. You can see we now have 10.7. That is not too much. But it doesn't matter. We got Connor Colby, the center out of Iowa. Normal depth rate, 77 rated rookie. Not too highly rated. No, other way around. Not the highest depth rate, but pretty highly rated for a rookie. So I really am not unhappy at this one here. Pretty happy that we brought in a center. That was a position that I wanted to fix for quite some time. We brought in a new D-tackle, Shamar Turner, hidden depth rate, rookie out of Texas A&M. Since we had to let go of DJ Reader, really happy that we brought in a starting D-tackle straight away. Very high rated. Then we brought in Stanley Wakefield, another hidden depth rate, a rookie out of Florida State. 74 rated tight end. Just felt like that room could really use a little bit of more depth since we let one go. But super happy at this result, actually. Didn't expect that. Andrew Belton, right guard, just a backup right there. 68 rated. I was just sort of like fishing for probably finding good players. Ja'Cory Brooks, hidden depth rate, 67 overall. Wide receiver out of Alabama. Just works for me. Makes sense to bring in a wide receiver because we just let one go. We also brought in one more cornerback, Taj Davis, a rookie out of Michigan State, to sort of bolster that room a little bit. And finally, 7th round pick was Josh Barrett. I just went for another center, just trying to maybe get a little bit of a better one. But to be honest, I am super happy with the one that we got. So wouldn't even have to go for another pick. Doesn't matter. Let's implement all those into the team. Take a look at the squad and then start the new season. Please sending our former center Ted Karras and the backup center Trey Hill and Chauncey Golston at left edge to the Bears. We're receiving a 5th round pick. Just decluttering the roster. We don't need these players at the moment. We need some picks maybe to bolster the depth a little bit. But for the moment, super happy at having replaced our center with a rookie. Alright, as fate would have it, we need an outside linebacker. We're sending the above 3 Zachary Carter, Damar Hamlin, and Tyler Bass, kicker that I actually didn't need to sign. To the Texans, we're receiving Christian Harris, outside linebacker. He's young, 70 rated. That works for me as a backup. Alright guys, here we are at the beginning of the 2024 regular season. We're still in preseason, of course. We're just going to check out the lineup quickly here with you. Let us go over here, generate the best lineup, and there we go. This is the current setup of the team as it looks right now. And I'm actually very happy with the way it is shaping up. But the offensive line is really looking quite nice. We've got rookies in there. We do have Lyle Collins, who's sort of the senior in here, and Alex Kappa, also a little bit on the aging side. But we've got Laporte. I'll put Wakefield up. Oh, wait up. There's a problem right here. Let me just put McKinney here, because I want to have Wakefield as the starting tight end to reveal the depth chart as quickly as possible. We're also going to do the same thing with Ja'Cory Brooks, put him into the third wide receiver position. But overall, we are really looking very nice. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, fantastic wide receiver 1 and 2. We've got Ja'Cory Brooks, we've got Curtis, we've got Mixon, we've got Burrow, we've got McKinney here. And on the defensive side, things are also looking pretty nice here. Everybody's going to start straight, which is awesome. Cam Taylor-Britt is going to step up now at the cornerback position. We've got Shelton Turner here, or Shamar Turner, as our new D tackle to be revealed in regards to his depth trait. Everything else still looking very, very solid. Very happy with this setup. Everybody can really replace each other. That is great. And we've got Townsend and McPherson, of course, as the punter and the kicker. The specialists are set. With that said, I'm going to start simming the season. All right, we're at the end of the 2024 regular season, and we're topping the AFC North with a fantastic 14-3 record. Third in the NFL. In the AFC, we are the second best team. Super happy about this one. Really, really a good achievement. I feel like the team is really very strong right now. I mean, looking at the overalls, it might not really look like it, but that is due to the fact that the team, that the game always goes for those sort of medians. So it just takes who's the best quarterback, who's the worst quarterback, and then just calculates the median, basically. I was just getting caught up here because I saw that T. Higgins had an injury. He's going to be out for 1 more week. All right, I can work with that. Ja'Cory Brooks, what are you doing, man? Still 70, still not a lot of snaps despite playing a full season. That is weird. That's a little bit weird, but yeah, interesting. We do have Curtis here as our second wide receiver at the moment. I will put Ja'Cory Brooks up there just to make sure that he gets a few more snaps. Wakefield turns out to be a startup trait. That is great. Laporte is here. Everybody's developing further. Collins, Banks, Colby did go up a little bit. And Kappa and Williams are here. What about defense? Let's take a look. Oh, my Lord, Turner. Oh, but he's injured. All right, 1 more week. But Shamar Turner with a superstar depth trade. That is fantastic. Well, I'm not even sad that we lost DJ Reader, to be honest. Looking at the squad, we are really in a very good position as soon as our injured players do come back, because those are a little bit of a hindrance, to be honest. But apart from that, we are really looking like we're in a good spot. We're good ahead into the next week now. We're going to be playing the LA Chargers in the wildcard game. Of course, up here, 2nd seed versus 7th seed, so this should be doable. And the next step would be the Chiefs or whoever comes out of the bottom 2. Yeah, we're just gonna progress to next week. Let's see how far we can get in these playoffs, guys. All right, we are through. We beat the Chargers 42-24, and we're now going to be playing the Miami Dolphins down here in the bottom bracket. Top bracket is Chiefs versus the Bills on the AFC side of things. Yeah, let's see where we end up, man. Really, really looking forward to this one. Super excited, actually. I really feel like, especially the offense is really in a very good spot right now. We could, of course, be a little bit better, but overall, I really feel like we're in a good spot. Right, let's see what we can do against the Miami Dolphins. We're just going to do a quick reveal of Ja'Cory Brooks' depth trait. And let's head back and check out what that depth trait is. I was just upgrading the coaching staff, of course, here. We're playing as an owner, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to relocate right here. The owner's name, by the way, is Old Lang Syne, for those of you that know what that means. There you go. Ja'Cory Brooks is a startup trait. Not too big of a surprise, to be honest. But yeah, works for me. Should be good. Let's just hope that he improves a little bit quicker. And apart from that, we're ready to go. All right, guys, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and we are going to be playing the New York Giants, who made it through on the NFC side of the playoff bracket. They beat the Cowboys, they beat the Bears, they beat the Eagles, and now they will have to beat us to win the Super Bowl. We'll do our best to hinder them. I really feel like we are in a very good spot right now. However, I just want to check who we're going to be playing, and it's going to be Quinn Ewers, Jimmy G, Scott Thompson, but Quinn Ewers is going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants here. He is out of the last draft, so he's a rookie. Jesus, man. And already in the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley is here, Sean Tucker, Ben Canady. So Saquon Barkley definitely a tough running back. What about wide receivers? Slayton, Wandale Robinson, Nelson Aguilar, Olamide Zacchaeus. Well, these are all solid wide receivers, but nothing too special in here. Tight end, same thing. Also looking decent, I would say, but nothing crazy. Left tackle is injured, so we're gonna have to work with the backup. We've got Voorhees, we've got Avila, we've got Ben Cleveland. This doesn't look like the toughest offensive line, to be honest. What about defense? Chris Wormley, Leonard Williams. They've got Dexter Lawrence here, Azeez Ojulari, Jordan Brooks, Kevin Thibodeau. Wait, who was that here? Noah Sewell, all right, but he's injured. Kevin Thibodeau, Adoree Jackson. That is a dangerous corner. Justin Wally and William Jackson III, Xavier McKinney, and finally Julian Love. Wow. Well, quite the tough players overall. Certainly deserve to be in the Super Bowl. But their defense slightly tougher than our defense, but our offense is better than theirs. So we will see what we can do here. Now we're really going to be off into the game. There we go. We have won the Super Bowl against the New York Giants, 34-20. Joe Burrow is the Super Bowl MVP. Overall MVP was Josh Allen. Zach Taylor, our coach, is Coach of the Year. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player for the Rams. Defensive Player Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie Quinn Ewers. Well, there is no surprise in that. Jack Sawyer will be the Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Saints. Well deserved, guys. Really well deserved. I really have to say that I was a little bit surprised to basically not get really far, or at least into the playoffs in the first two seasons. I would have expected that, to be honest, with this setup of players that we do have here. But we simply kept at it, kept improving the roster. I also feel like we really have a roster that is going to be able to really sustain this level of quality over the next few years. We've got a very, very good quarterback, elite quarterback. Joe Burrow is here, of course. He will be here to stay. Joe Mixon is the running back leader. Darrell Henderson is here. Chris Evans is here as well. These three will be very, very doable for the next 3 to 4 years. No problems there. If Mixon might retire, or Henderson, we can always bring another player of a similar quality. But for the moment, I don't see any problems there. No fullback, wide receivers. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, both of these players are absolutely fantastic. Both of these players will be able to play for us for the next 6 to 7 years. Higgins already has a long-term deal. We're going to give that to Jamar Chase as well. And then we've got Will Curtis. Then we've got Ja'Cory Brooks, who's sadly injured right now. These down here don't really see these as any real material. They will be cut. But those here, I think we can work with them. And even if in the next offseason we would be bringing in one more wide receiver, then we will certainly be in a very, very good spot. Tight end, Stanley Wakefield, of course, he's the starting tight end. Really happy that we brought him in, to be honest. With that starter trait, he's very solid, and he will only get better over time. He still is pretty young, 24, and with that starter trait, he should be improving quite nicely. In terms of Joe Burrow, let me just check something. The Superstar X Factor here, and 4th ranked quarterback in the league at 98. So really, really solid at the moment. No problems expected there. Left tackle, we've got Jonah Williams, same thing. He's also going to be with us for a long, long time. No real backup options so far, but we would be building on that in the following offseason. Alex Kappa is here. He's solid. We've got Cordell Wilson to take over once Kappa would retire. The center, Connor Colby, super happy with him. He'll play with us until he's 30, and he will only get better. He's 82 now. Right guard, Seth Banks, another great player, another 7 years in him, no worries. Right tackle, Lale Collins. He might be the first player out of this offensive line that retires, but I would be holding on to him, giving him another 1 or 2 year deal, just, keeping him around. I really feel like he would be a player that could really bring a lot to the team. Jackson Carman could take over because he's just a super solid player, even if his over is not that high, or we just draft a player, or we'd switch over one of these players here. So there's just so many options. What about defense? Sam Hubbard, 30 and 81, super solid right now. Cam Sample behind him. I don't think he's quite ready to take over right now, but he might be next year or the year after, depending on how long Sam Hubbard stays with us. Trey Hendrickson, 30 and 90, same thing. We've got two very good edges, and if both of these should retire at the same time, we do have backup solutions that can help us through for the time being. But these here, again, I don't expect any issues over the next 2 years. BJ Hill at D-tackle plus Shamar Turner, and then we've got Jay Tufele. These are just great D-tackles, both of them. Shamar Turner with that normal depth chart, so he did go down. I was wondering where the superstar was, but it doesn't really matter because all of his attributes are there. He's already super solid at 81, and I don't expect anything to happen here. I do expect him to go up again in the reverse direction. Sometimes Madden is weird. I mean, he just won the Super Bowl, right? So why boost him down? But whatever. Then we've got left outside linebacker Nolan Smith, same thing, 24.79. Christian Harris behind him. This is a very good situation. Nolan Smith will be with us for the next 7 years, 6 years, no questions asked. Here at mid linebacker, Chris Barnes and Jermaine Pratt. Both of these are super solid players. They can really switch out, no problems here. And will be solid for the next 4 to 5 years. Logan Wilson, superstar, 29 years old, 91. We could be in a situation pretty quickly where we lose both our edges and our right outside linebacker, but to be honest, we would counter that in the following off seasons. Logan Wilson definitely 2 to 3 years with us. Cornerback, Mike Hilton, probably the first to leave. Cam Taylor-Britt, and then we've got Marco Wilson and some other players that might be able to sort of fill the gaps there, or we would just draft new players or get them out of free agency. No problem there. Quarterback would probably be the position that I would fix the next. Free safety, super solid situation here. Jesse Bates, we have him super long term. And we've also got Daxton, who's also a superstar now. So we've got two fantastic players here that are ready to really hold the line here at free safety. We also have decent backup, so that works. Strong safety, Taylor Rapp, 27.82. Just a solid strong safety. And these special teams players, kicker and punter, are not really a bother either. When you do look at the team and the way it just is shaping up at the moment, you can immediately see that we really are in a super solid spot. Mixon went up to an X factor, by the way. Joe Burrow, X factor. Jamar Chase is still a superstar. T. Higgins still a star. I reckon that these might be improving at some point in time drastically. The offensive line is looking super solid. We can really build on that. Same thing with the tight end plus young players. Defense also looking quite good. Chris Barnes and Pratt both went down. That is very strange, but it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't matter which depth trait they do have. Same thing with Hubbard. What's going on here? A lot of depth traits lost right now, but yeah, not to worry. The players are the same. But what I would do in the upcoming offseason is I would look to maybe find a new CB1. That would definitely be a position that I would work at. I don't see the need to do that at mid linebacker because we do have Pratt, we do have Barnes. Both of these are super solid players. Also, D-tackle, not really an issue. Left edge, not really an issue. It's more about the backup players. Tyler Rapp might be an issue. We could bring in someone new here, but I would focus on the corners, to be honest. Maybe on the left edge to sort of counter the regression there. But apart from that, not much more to do. I really enjoyed this one here. It was just a little bit of a special one. I hope you had fun with this one, with this New Year's special. I really hope that you have a great 2023 year, and not only that your football team that you're rooting for is doing well, not only that the next Madden iteration is a good one. We all are hoping for that, keeping our fingers crossed, but also that you have a great year 2023. I wish you all the best for that year. You and your loved ones, the ones that are important to you, that are close to you. I wish you safety. I wish you health. I wish you happiness. And with all of that said, guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. I take nobody that watches my content for granted. Thank you so much for that. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a like and subscribe. Just means a lot to me, but you know that already. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And see you next time. See you 2023.